Hi, JD. Just a second. I started it. I didn't have my. Gonna go wonky for a second. Hold on. Okay. Give me just a second. Let me get my tripod put on here. I didn't have that set up when I started it. How are you guys doing? JD's on and Rosalind Norris is on.
Hi,
Well, give me just a second. Let me get the tripod put on and I will show you how she is doing. Like I said, you guys are going wonky for a second. So I have to be careful. I've already gotten permission from the nurse and the nurse tag that if they come in, that I don't show them, but it's okay. You know, I can't because of HIPAA rules show like um, active their vitals, but they're not going to be coming in for a couple hours to do vitals. Um, Ashley is, if you guys have been following, Ashley had her surgery last night. She's doing good, and there she is.
I'm over here. Bye.
We got just JD and Rosalind on right now. So, but she's doing good. She has gotten up to walk a few times. Her vitals are good. Her blood pressure's up, but it's always up. That's going to take a couple weeks to start to come down. She's in pain, like would be expected after something like this.
They got me drugged up good.
Like she said, they have her drugged up pretty good. So, how are you guys doing? Rosalind said, good drugs. Let me actually set this up here on this table.
I can set my bed up some.
Got a third viewer in here. So, oh, Marie, how's Marie? Ashley is doing good. This is a 24 hours after her surgery. Sorry, I'm moving around a lot, getting the tripod to be put up. Are these stuck? Okay. Okay, sorry guys. But yeah, we're doing good. Like I said, it's been 25 hours, 24, 25 hours since she got out of surgery. She's in pain. But that's to be expected. They took out a pretty vital organ. So she's got 6 puncture holes where they did the laparoscopic instruments. She is sipping on as much as she can when she can. this just a little over here. She is getting pretty good pain meds, so, and it's all through IV. Oh, pills. She's actually doing pills.
Pills, IV.
She can drink. They want her to try to drink 4 to 6 ounces every hour. No more than 6 ounces. That's a lot to take in for her little pouch. Her pouch is only about that big right now, about the size of an egg.
I can barely do an ounce.
And right now she can barely do an ounce. She can't do anything that has any taste to it, really. It's got to be bland. Otherwise, she can't handle it. This, I mean, I'm going to go down and try to get her better tomorrow after the cafeteria opens back up. This is what they're giving her. She can't even drink an ounce of it right now because it's too thick. But they give her Jello, hospital stuff. It's a clear liquid diet plus her protein drinks. Hi, Alex Smith. Doing an update on Ashley, showing 24 hours after the fact. And here in a little bit, if she feels up to it, I'll show you guys the little puncture holes. Yes, she can walk. It's very hard. There's a lot of pain. But she's able to walk. She can get up, go to the bathroom. She can get up and walk down the hallway and back. I mean, it takes a lot for her to do that, but she ends up being able to do it on her own. Doesn't need a walker. She can kind of scooch on her own. So it's just going to take time for her to be able to walk how she used to be able to walk. Oh, hi, Ray Ray. Nice to see you. Yeah, this is, if I, yes, Alex, thank you. That's much appreciated. I need all the subscribers I can get. I'm like at 160 something. It's all about content. So I'm getting ready to. I've been setting up a green screen at home and getting that kind of figured out. So once I have all the kinks worked out, I'm gonna start having videos posted and stuff. I got some really good ideas. So, but yeah, she's just kind of most of the day she's in a trance, in pain, or asleep. She's getting better though. She's feeling better. So I don't know what you added, but oh, you added something to your story earlier. Oh, okay. Okay. You said amazing progress already. Yeah. Yeah, that's a lot of progress because the nurses here were saying, oh, if the nurses come in, I have to kind of take you away a little bit, not, have you at her because the nurses will be over her and I can't really film them. I've already asked their permission. They said it's okay. I can film with them in the room, but it's not, I can't really explicitly show what they're doing. So, but yeah, she's making a lot of progress. Throat still hurts a lot. like I said, she can only really eat bland. So uh, it's drinking water, ice chips, Jello even hurts.
Drinking water hurts.
Drinking water hurts. It's sharp pains that she gets down in her stomach or her pouch. It's not a stomach anymore for her, so it's going to be weird to say. Is your pouch too full? Is your pouch rumbling? There's a lot of jokes that could be made, but yeah. So to give people an idea of what this is, a cup. It's got measuring lines on it. If you guys can see that, okay. This, what's in here right now, is an ounce. Okay, this is 4 ounces, and this is 6 ounces. They a max per hour she can have this six. They want her to try liquids in between these two lines every hour. That way she can get nutrition in. That way she can have proper fluid intake. I mean, she's getting the proper fluid intake. She's got IVs and stuff like that in her. Hopefully she wakes up feeling okay tomorrow. She'll be able to go home tomorrow evening after her surgeon sees her. He doesn't end up making his rounds. What time did he come in today? 6?
I think so, yeah.
6:30. So after he sees her, he would discharge her. So we wouldn't end up being home till, because as soon as he says go, because our van is still broken down. We had a ride up here. We have to get a ride back. Our ride is 2 hours away, so we wouldn't end up getting home till 11 midnight. Thank you for coming in, Marie. It's always nice seeing you in my streams and whenever I see you in chat. No, but if she wakes up still in pain tomorrow, she still can't walk very far and it hurts to eat and drink, and she's just feeling really crummy, then he's going to end up keeping her another night just to make sure. Um, they have had her on fluids, and the fluids that they have on her um, do have some sugars in them. So because of that, her blood sugar levels have gone way up, and it's not extremely high. It's not like gonna stroke her out high. It's like in the 200s, but they're trying to get that under control. No, I'm not. It's almost all together. I've just got a couple things I've got to do. It's going to be like I just got to be able to have the time to work on it. I got to change the oil in it again. I mean, I've got to get the exhaust manifold back on, which it's not that much work, but it just takes time. Yeah, I was. It wasn't really stripping it. It was replacing the head gasket. So it's just I've got the engine part back together. It's just I mean, I've already even got the belt back on. I've got everything but the exhaust manifold back on, and I got to get a new oil dipstick too, because that broke while everything was being pulled off. So it's just that little matter. I mean, it's not much, $40 and um, about a day's worth of hard work on it. It'll be back together and hopefully running. So
Hopefully no other complications. My hair is like, wow.
she's sitting here in a hospital bed and worried about her hair. Oh, okay, Alex. Yeah. Um, and I thank you. There's so many things. You look amazing and awesome. You have to forgive her. Her throat, like I said, her throat's really sore. Um, in surgery, they had her intubated, and if you've ever been intubated, it's a big tube they shove down your throat um, for you to be able to breathe. So it's basically they put her on an iron lung, and okay, Alex, yeah. JD. No, you see, I spend an hour on this every morning, and I still falling out. But yeah, Alex, I appreciate you supporting my channel, even though it was just for the engines part. And I'll be, showing more mechanic stuff. I'll be showing wide variety of things. This is just the biggest part of my life right now, so that's why I'm doing my live streams like I am right now. So, uh, like I said, I've got other things in the works for my videos as well. Uh, I've got, um, you know, the green screen thing going on that I'm fine tuning. That has a lot to do with lighting and the exact shade of the color of your screen and all kinds of variations of factors. So once I get that perfected, that the way I want it, um, I'll be putting up a lot more videos. So, but yeah, I'm gonna stick around for a little bit, see who comes in. And well, she had this was voluntary. This wasn't something that was like a life-threatening thing. Um, she had a gastric bypass, and she did it to be able to make herself better, to improve her life situation, to feel better, to be healthier. Um, so I apologize if it's buffering. The hospital Wi-Fi isn't any better than the cell signal, so the cell signal is what I'm going with, and sometimes you have issues with that. I've got 30, 40, 50 megabyte speed download speed through cell data, but upload speed is what matters for streaming. Upload speed's not the best. But
Just asking how I'm doing.
yeah, we're always having family asking, how she's doing, and we're trying to update everybody that we can whenever we can. Um, Things going on with her sister. Her sister's pregnant, going to be having a baby here in about 3 weeks. Uh, Ashley's surgery. Just a lot of things are going on. So, um, just dealing with all kinds of things at the moment. With the car broken down, and then getting back and forth to work, and so. Oh yeah, definitely. I know a lot of you guys. I mean, I don't have many people come in my live streams. I get max I've really seen is 10 on a live stream a long time ago. I mean, I'm just not that popular. So hopefully one of these days, I can get more subscribers and have more uh, people coming to my live streams. It seems like when I want to shut them down, um, is right as soon as I shut them down, people, oh, I just missed your live stream. Oh, I wish I were on your live stream. So
It's all the weird hours that we do.
yeah, it's weird hours that we do because the days that I get to work, I'm working uh, 8 to 9 a.m. all the way till 5, 6 p.m. And I get home, I have to make dinner for our son and I. And uh, then it's, dealing with things around the house or trying to work on the van or trying to do this. So um, live streaming is, I mean, I want to update everybody with everything and I want to do videos, but with everything going on at this exact moment, it's like, yeah, like I was saying, it's just uh, trying to find the time to be able to get on to live stream. It's either I can get on a live stream at 10 p.m. and have absolutely nobody show up and be guaranteed of that, or I can be like, okay, I can make a video, or I can try to cut in a really short live stream for like 30 minutes before I go into work or, while at work. And that doesn't always work out because I'm busy working. So um, everybody gets busy though, and everybody understands. And just had a lot going on in life. So late night alone with the Googler. uh, but yeah, it's been busy. So oh, okay, yeah. Was that the day that I was pulling wire up through the floor and I had to cut short? Um, yeah, there's been days that I've tried to, for a few minutes, say hi to everybody, see how everybody was doing, let everybody know I was still alive. Yeah, um, that wasn't a very long stream. I tried, but everybody tries, and you gotta figure out the best ways to do it. So yeah, I like it. I like what I do. I do a lot of. I just got done redoing the electric at a two-story house that my boss owns. Um, so I had fun pulling water through that. And, vandals had come in and um, had cut the wires all the way up to the floorboards from the breaker box. So I had to go through and pull everything I could out and put junction boxes in and tie it all back together just for it to be stolen again eventually one day. I mean, she owns houses, and the houses I work in aren't in the best areas. We had um, working on an apartment complex that had two air conditioning units stolen out of it, the egg coils stolen out, and some of the condensing line, the high pressure and the low pressure line leading from the egg coil to the condenser on the roof, that was cut. Um, and it's just a lot of vandalism and stuff that leads to more work for me. So I don't mind. But she ended up firing a couple people over situations that were going on, not knowing exactly for sure but they're the only possible person that could have done anything close to it. So, yeah, uh, whether they were involved or not, they ended up having to get fired because they weren't doing what they should have been doing for work anyway. And it was a highly likely possibility that they were uh, at least involved or looked the other way while other people did it. So, yeah, that was just a couple weeks ago. That was interesting to come back to work and all that had happened. What gets me is how people see these vandals come in to places when they want to, steal copper and stuff like that. Thank you, Alex, for coming in and joining me on my live stream, supporting me. I appreciate that. But what gets me is, the type of work I do. I do, remodeling and repairs of a bunch of stuff, a bunch of maintenance stuff. And there'll be vandals that come in to steal stuff that has power going to it. They're cutting the power wires to stuff, live power wire. Why take the chance of killing yourself over a couple dollars in copper? It's crazy. You okay? Okay. Are you gonna want to get up and walk again sometime tonight? I try to encourage her to walk as much as I can. Um, she's walked twice today, twice or three times.
Twice.
Yeah, twice today, once last night. So that's three decent walks. When they do the surgery, they have to move a bunch of stuff around in her belly. And when they do that, they go in there, they take a hose with a certain type of gas, like CO2 or something, and they stick it in there and inflate her belly like a balloon. So they have a lot more room to work around in there. They move the lure out of the way. They do all kinds of stuff. Well, when they take those instruments out, a lot of that gas stays trapped in there, and she's swollen. And what happens is the body absorbs that gas and ends up expelling it. So, hi Ron, how you doing? Just letting everybody know how Ashley's doing 24 hours after her surgery. So she's going to be doing some farting. She's been doing some belching. The gas stays trapped in there, and she has to get up and move so that her organs can kind of fall back into place, and that gas can be absorbed a lot faster. Because the more you move, the more your muscles are working and trying to absorb all the gases that it can to try to use it as energy. So yeah, her getting up and walking is the best thing. She has been doing good. I mean, not drinking as much as she should, but she's getting there. She's trying. Lots and lots of water that she's sipping on. Trying to get her to get to 4 to 6 ounces an hour. Can't get the thickers or really anything that has taste down. So just kind of playing it by ear as much as we can. Hopefully tomorrow she'll be able to get some of her protein drink down. Get some actual protein in her. No, Ron. She had gastric bypass surgery yesterday evening. And here, sorry guys. She's recovering from that. So right now, yeah, I'm sorry if I'm buffering. I'm going off of the cell. Download speed is fine, but up is kind of slow. So bear with me, please. The Wi-Fi at the hospital isn't much better. It's not. It's actually worse. I tried last night. If you guys see any of my streams from last night, they were cutting in and out and stuff like that. So, but she's on a pure clear liquid diet, stuff that you can see through broth, jello, water, and then she's trying to get down these protein drinks, and that's not working right now. So they have a. I asked about her intake requests. Yeah, we weren't able to choose when we came in. The menu wasn't that great of a variety. I'll say that. But no, she's doing good. Her blood, like I said, her blood sugar's up. Oh no, her doctor was great. The nurses here. Uh, if anybody at all is familiar with Columbia or Missouri, this is the University of Missouri Hospital. It's called University Hospital. It's Mizzou, Mizzou Tigers. If anybody's heard of the football team or basketball team, that's what this healthcare system is affiliated with. And her doctor was just a couple months back transferred here. Not just transferred here, but he accepted the position. He's on the board of directors, and he is the director of bariatric services for the uh, for the Mizzou system, University Hospital system. So he's got quite a bit of experience. He's got 10 years under his belt of doing these surgeries. I talked to him this morning. I got to go off premises to have a smoke. So I went over next to the garage. And when he was coming out, he was coming into the hospital. He was coming out of the garage, and he's like, I was sitting there, and he looked over. He said, "Hey." So he sat and talked to me for a minute, and uh, Ashley actually has the highest BMI he's worked on in 10 years. And it's not really, when you look and watch these TV shows, My 600-Pound Life and so on and so forth, she's not that big. It's so, like, when you watch those kind of TV shows, they're taking the ultimate in BMIs, the heaviest people that come in and do stories about them. You know, these people with 6, 7, 8, 900 pounds that come in with that doctor and say, "Yeah, I want my surgery," and they document them. They're going through that process for a big reason. Uh, Most bariatric patients are uh, just heavily obese or slightly morbidly obese. What was your BMI? Do you remember, Scott? Well, most people that come in to have bariatric surgery realize they need it before they actually get that big. So it doesn't get to that type of a situation. But those that let it go, they have to go to those special doctors that will handle those extensive cases like that. Most bariatric surgeons don't because they don't need them. You know, they don't come into their offices like that. So when it for the process to get this surgery, She had to see a dietitian. She had to see a psychiatrist. She had to get all kinds of tests done to make sure she was physically fit and mentally fit to be able to handle this kind of lifestyle change. In the past month, she's lost 15 pounds. Would you say about 15 pounds? If not more.
Yeah, it's more like in the last week.
In the last week or two, she's lost between 15 and 20 pounds just being on uh, well, a keto diet, an extremely low carb diet. Most of it was the past week. So, but in the past, since November, she's lost at least 50 pounds, which is a big accomplishment. A lot of people can't do when they get this big. So, oh no, you're fine, Ron. Um, no, she's been with all the doctors that she needed to be, and that's why she ended up. She's been going through the process for 5 6 years trying to get this surgery done, and finally everything went through okay, and everything insurance didn't have issues, and doctors didn't cancel, and it happened. She got her surgery, so she doesn't have. She's had her thyroid tested, and it's not one of those issues. It was a issue with plainly and bluntly genetics and overeating and
Decisions.
bad decisions, and she admits it, and she knows what she did wrong, and that's why she wants this tool so it can help her make the right decisions when she needs them. Because when she was growing up, her mom did a lot of to comfort her or to congratulate her, or it was always eating. It was always uh, let's throw a party for this and eat cake, and let's here's some candy. Go, good going on the test. Or it was always here, feed your face some more and feed your face some more. So that's what she always did, and that's what she learned was you needed to do when you got emotional, when you got happy, when you did. It was ingrainedly taught into her brain. Her mom was a big woman. Her sister's a big girl. Um, her aunt, most all of her family members have been rather large. Uh, they have had to have the surgeries to correct their weight as well. So she ended up having to go through it because of genetics and bad decisions. And now she makes those mistakes and eats sugary foods. She's going to pay for it. She's going to know she did wrong, and that she can't do that anymore. She's gone off soda. She quit smoking over almost 2 years ago. She has done so many lifestyle changes that this is what she needed. So, and all the diets, all the exercise that she's done in her life uh, have haven't worked or have worked only to a point. Uh, and that's what happens with diets most of the time. You can't stay on a low carb keto diet for an extensive period of time because your body will end up shutting down. It's not enough energy and carbohydrates to be able to, uh, and calories and everything in order to take care of your body. So, the short amount of time that she was on it before her surgery, she did lose some weight. And what happens to a lot of people when they diet is like if they go on a keto diet for an extensive period of time, what happens is if you're on a keto diet for an extensive period of time, your body goes into ketosis, and that's what happens when your body stops um, using the very few sugars that you eat, uh, to use as energy, to using the body's glycogen stores inside not only the fat but organs, um, to use as energy. And after so long, your body is going to reject the ketosis, and it's a very long pull back out of that ketosis. By everything I read and every studied about it, because when she went on this diet, I was concerned about certain things, so I read a lot of stuff. And so what happens is you go on these diets, and yeah, they'll last. You'll lose so much weight, and oh yeah, I look great. I don't need to be on this diet anymore, or I can wean myself off of it. Well, your body says, okay, I'm getting this again, I'm getting this again, I'm getting this again. Bam, stores everything in fat, because the way that it's been storing it so long for so long, or using it for so long, it doesn't do that anymore. So it's a really hard, long, complicated way that it does things. But I'm sure Ashley's tired of hearing me talk throughout the day. So tell me about what you've studied and stuff like that, Ron. I've seen your comments. I just wanted to get out what I had to say there for a minute. She has her thyroid thing. What kinds of things are you talking about? Is it having to do with exercise and stuff like that? Okay. You got me curious. Uh, well, thank you, JD. Oh, the iodine. Okay. Talking about Ron. Um, okay. I know exactly what you're talking about, because it's hard to explain this relationship. Her, our sons. Okay. Her son's father's wife. We are okay with them. We get along with it. We tolerate them, because of Andrew's sake. Andrew's our son, her son, but my son. His new wife is, how do I say this kindly? She's wacko. She's This woman is certified. Yeah, she saw this video and heard me talk about it. She'd go off on me on Messenger or whatever, but I don't care. She is an extreme herbalist. What else is she? Oh, I don't give my opinions on religion very much. That's a personal choice. Everybody's religion is their own personal choice. If you're a Christian, Catholic, that is your own personal choice. And I have my opinions about religion, and that's a whole nother thing and all that stuff. But they and and I don't do this normally on a normal basis. Um, but they can't even, if we ask them, what is your religious preference? What would their answer be?
I don't have a clue.
They say it's Hebrew. I understand the culture of being Hebrew. I understand the culture of being Jewish, which is parallel with being Hebrew. Hebrew is not um, a religion. I've had lots of arguments about her religion, and she doesn't even understand what she believes. She believes in all kinds of stuff that she doesn't even know about. I've asked many, many times, and it just goes in circles. And like I said, somebody's religion is their own personal preference, and I don't discriminate for anything, for anybody, what anybody believes. But when you push your beliefs on somebody, but you can't even say or give uh, a definition or a name to your religion and know what you're talking about in any way, you don't need to be pushing anything on anybody. Okay, if you can come up and say, "Yes, I am Christian. I am uh, a certain denomination of Christian, or I'm Catholic, or I am Jewish, or I am," and you're not, you know, right there saying, "Oh, this is," if you can say, "This is what I believe, and this is what I believe," and it follows a defined set of rules, that is a religion. But with this wacko, she, anyway. Sorry, I got off on that. Um, that is true, JD. But um, and I'm not putting down what she believes. I'm not putting down um, anybody's choice in beliefs or their cultural practices, and I never and will never do that. But the thing about it is, this woman cannot define um, or place a label on what she is. But yet, but yet, she comes to us and says, "This is this, and this, and you need to believe this." And we want to try to define in a way for our son, because he still does have contact with his dad. He still does very rarely, but at times visit his father. Um, and because of that, we want to, in some kind of a way, lay down uh, a way to for him to understand what they believe, and for help for they can't define to us what they believe for us to try to help him understand what they believe. I've got to go, guys. Nurse walked in. She's got to do some vitals and stuff. I will continue this video later. Until then, you guys take care. Have a good one, okay? Sorry to cut it so short.